All right, let's talk about teamwork. What really makes a team click? Today, we're going to get past all the buzzwords and dig into the real science, the hidden core of what makes collaboration truly powerful. So take a look at this. It really shows that teamwork isn't just some fluffy, nice-to-have skill. I mean, for a medical team or a project manager, it's a solid 5 out of 5. It's absolutely mission critical. And even for roles you might think are solo, like an artist, it still matters. It's pretty much everywhere. And hey, this isn't just our opinion. We've got major economic research backing this up, saying these social skills are more valuable than ever. But that brings up a really tricky question, right? How on earth do you measure something like teamwork? It feels so abstract. Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. We'll look at its value, how to measure it, find its hidden core, explore the 8 pillars, and finally, see how empathy ties it all together. All right, let's jump into section 1, the science of measuring collaboration. We're moving from a fuzzy art to a hard science here.
So what's really interesting is that there's not just one way to do this. You've got these different tools with totally different philosophies. Take Team Steps. It came out of the medical world where safety is everything, so it looks at the whole team's vibe, communication, support, that kind of stuff. Then you've got something like CAPME, which is all about peer reviews. It asks, hey, what's it actually like working with this person? 2 really different angles on the same problem.
So what's the big takeaway if you actually want to use this stuff? Well, a few key things. First, don't just pick one tool. You got to use multiple sources to get that full picture. Second, one size does not fit all. You have to tweak these things for your specific field. And finally, this isn't a one-and-done deal. You have to track your progress over time to see if you're actually getting better. Okay, that leads us right into our next big idea, the hidden core. Because now that we know we can measure all these behaviors, the real question becomes, what are we really measuring? What's the one thing, that single ingredient, that underpins everything else? If you could boil it all down, what would be left? And here it is. The answer that all the research points to is empathy. Think of it like this. If teamwork is a computer, empathy is the operating system. It's not just another program. It's the fundamental software that lets everything else run. And let's be clear about what we mean by empathy. This isn't just about feeling bad for someone. It's about truly getting where they're coming from, understanding their perspective. And that understanding is what fuels all those things we can actually see and measure, like offering support or listening properly. And look, the data is just crystal clear on this. When you break down all those big teamwork scales, the stuff that's directly tied to empathy and caring for your teammates, they're always ranked as the most important. We're talking 4.5 out of 5. It's a huge deal. Okay, so if empathy is the OS, what are the apps? What does it actually run? Well, research has identified 8 key pillars that make up a high-performing team. Here they are. Things like emotional intelligence, active communication, conflict resolution, you get the idea. Now, all 8 of these are super important, but what you're going to see is that a whole bunch of them just fall apart without that foundation of empathy. So let's really connect the dots here. How does empathy actually power these pillars? This is where it all comes together. Let's start with emotional intelligence. I mean, think about it. How can you have EI if you can't even tell what your teammates are feeling? That skill of being able to read the room, that's literally empathy at work. Okay, next up, active communication. This is huge. With empathy, you're not just talking at people. You're actually listening. You start to hear the things they aren't saying out loud. You pick up on the hesitation, the concern, and that changes everything about how you communicate. Now for a really big one, conflict resolution. Every team has conflict, right? The difference is how you handle it. Empathy is the secret weapon. It's what lets you step into the other person's shoes and see their point of view. It's how you can tell the difference between a good debate about an idea and a nasty personal argument. It turns fights into solutions. So let's just be really clear about the bottom line here. Empathy isn't some fluffy, feel-good, soft skill. It's a strategic advantage. Investing in it is like upgrading the core processor of your entire team, making it better at literally everything that matters. And that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. When you look at your own team, what version of that operating system are they running? Is it the old, buggy version 1.0, or have you upgraded to the latest release that can really power high performance?